Common antonyms in English. These are opposite words for everyday life. Let's look at the first one. Hot. Hot. Having a high temperature. The coffee is too hot to drink right now. The opposite of hot is cold, which means to have a low temperature. She puts on a jacket because it was cold outside. Fast, fast, moving at a high speed. He drove too fast on the highway. The opposite of fast is slow, which means to move at a low speed. The turtle is slow but steady. Heavy, heavy, having great weight. The box was too heavy for him to lift alone. The opposite of heavy is light, which means to have little weight. This box is light enough for me to carry. Big, big, of considerable size. The hippo is a big animal. The opposite of big is small, of limited size. The ant is a small animal. Happy, happy, showing pleasure. He was happy to see his old friend again. The opposite of happy is sad, which means to show sadness or to show sorrow. The pain in her shoulder made her very sad. Rich, rich, having a great deal of assets. He is a rich man. He owns several companies. The opposite of rich is poor, which means you lack sufficient resources. He is a poor man struggling to make two ends meet. Early, early, before the expected time. He arrived at work early every morning. The opposite of early is late, which means after the expected time. He missed the bus because he was late. Full, full, containing as much as possible. The box is full. It can't hold any more items. The opposite of full is empty, which means containing nothing. This box is empty. Young, young, having lived or existed for a short period of time. The young girl speaks with pride. The opposite of young is old, having lived or existed for a long time. The old woman shared stories from her youth. Dirty, dirty, contains marks, dirt, and stain. His clothes were dirty after working in the farm. The opposite of dirty is clean, which means free from dirt, marks, or stains. She cleaned the house until it was spotless. Strong, strong. Having the strength to move heavy weights. Is he strong enough to lift that heavy weight? The opposite of strong is weak, which means you lack the strength to perform physical or demanding tasks. She felt weak after the long illness. Tall, tall, more than average height. The basketball player is very tall. The opposite of tall is short, which means measure a small distance from end to end. He is too short for his age. Brave, brave. You're ready to face danger or pain. The brave firefighter rescued the family. The opposite of brave is cowardly, which means you lack courage, you're very easily frightened. He felt cowardly for not standing up to the bully. Thick, thick. Opposite sides relatively far apart. The book is very thick. It contains many pages. The opposite of thick is thin, which means the opposite sides relatively close together. She sliced the bread very thin. Hard, hard, solid, firm, resistant to pressure. The rock was too hard to break. The opposite of hard is soft, to mold or press or fold easily. The pillow is soft and comfortable. Deep, deep, extending far down from the top of the surface. The pool is too deep for non-swimmers. The opposite of deep is shallow, meaning little depth. The water is shallow for the children to play in. Expensive, expensive, cost a lot of money. The house was too expensive for our budget. The opposite of expensive is cheap, which means low in price. He bought a cheap house with cracked walls and broken windows. Open, open, to allow access. She left the door open for the visitors to come in. The opposite of open is closed, which means not open, it is shut. The door is always closed. Please knock when you arrive. Wide, wide, more than average width. The road is wide enough to hold 4 vehicles. The opposite of wide is narrow, meaning a small width. He bought a narrow wheel for his car. Smooth, smooth, an even and regular surface. The surface of the table is smooth and polished. The opposite of smooth is rough, having an uneven or irregular surface. The wall is rough and tough. I'm Janet from Teachdezway. You can say thanks by subscribing, and if you have already subscribed, you can say thanks by giving this video a thumbs up, and of course, you can share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.